That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
That is what sport means. That is what the EuroLeague trophy means. Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
Everything is difficult in this life, so still you need to be on it.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before. Looking to the end zone for the win!
Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time. A night to remember.
Is the power and the speed still there? Can he be the wrecking ball that he was once in his career?
Every fight has consequence. There is so much on the line.
It's the greatest fight card, I would say, in the history of the sport.
There's been a lot said about me meeting with Eddie Hearn for the first time.
Two top promoters in the UK have never even met.
This has been a coming together. This has been a light bulb moment.
10 boxers from the top 15. That's extraordinary.
It's the craziest card ever. It's not supposed to be this good.
It was time for everybody to get together.
When you didn't think it could get any better, it gets better.
December 23rd changes the landscape and the course of heavyweight history. I know how to fight, and I'll fight to win.
And the winner of the Ring Magazine Male Fighter of the Year for 2024 is Alexander Usyk.
Hi everybody. First time, thank you for God. For my family, my team, His Excellency, thank you so much. For me, this year was great. For me, for my team, for my country, for me it's very important.
following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
It doesn't make sense to me. I'm a fun guy. I've got loads of fun hobbies. I've got a real thing for nature, and I love locomotives. I'm big into me fashion. I like to keep it exciting. I'm also a bit of a petrol head. How many kids do you have? One baby girl, one baby mother. Real bad man. People say I like rules. The truth? I live for discipline. I'm not much of a trash talker.
Get the road!
Sorry, that's what my manager's for. He's always got me back.
Arnold, it's Sam. Listen to me. You've got to take this fight. I mean, I love Jack to pieces, but I think you'll chin him.
Sam?
Right hand to good, Jason.
It's okay, Sam. Guess what I do for a living could be considered boring. 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 They look a bit bored, don't they? Boring. Boring. So boring. I put another one to sleep.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to something fresh, something unique, and we hope something to stoke the fires ahead of a huge night coming your way only on DAZN. Saturday, February 15th, from the Co-op Live here in Manchester, Jack Catterall and Arnold Barboza Jr. take centre stage under the lights when they fight for the WBO Interim World Super Lightweight Championship. Before they meet in the ring, though, they meet here on this stage face-to-face with promoter Eddie Hearn. With a studio audience, this is Face Off Live.
Jamie, and welcome everybody to Manchester ahead of what is a brilliant night of boxing next Saturday, the 15th of February, live from the Co-op Live in Manchester, and of course live and exclusive on DAZN around the world. For me, one of the best matchups at £140. The man that should be undisputed, Jack Catterall. No question, one of Britain's top pound-for-pound fighters right now, coming off 4 huge headline events and victories. Of course, Jorge Linares, Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis, to name a few, and now into potentially the most important fight of his career for this, the WBO Interim World Championship, against the man to my left, 31-0, Arnold Barboza Jr. It's the #1 and #2 in the world rankings, the man that could be king after this fight. We wanted to do something a little bit different for you tonight. Of course, next week will be electric, not just with this fight, but an unbelievable undercard in Manchester. The bad blood fight between Reece Bellotti and Gomez Jr. for the British and Commonwealth Championships. The step up for Pat McCormack against Liverpool's Robbie Davis Jr. Zelfa Barrett from Manchester will fight Jazza Dickens, and so much more. But this is the fight they're talking about as potentially one of the best in the division. Not just a great run of form for Jack Catterall, but this man coming off victory in Saudi Arabia against Jose Ramirez, and now believes he's got the tools to beat Jack Catterall, one of the most informed fighters at 140 pounds. You see the beef on social media, you see the opinion, and we wanted to bring it to you live. So both of you, I've come a long way. Don't let me down, don't let us down. We're here to talk about what is a great fight. Arnold, I'll start with you. Into the Lions Den, into the backyard. You took this fight. We know that there was some teasing about the pen, but you wanted the right money, but you were always going to accept this challenge and no problem come into his backyard in Manchester.
No, of course. You know, I have screenshots. I've been calling this fight since 2022 when I met him at the Ramirez and Taylor fight. I think that's where we met. You know, this is a great opportunity. And I hope it's sold out, which is like 20,000, right, the arena, and 20,000 fans booing me is going to turn me on. You know, so it's something that I dreamed about. This is a fight that I've been waiting for my whole career. I worked hard to get here, just like him, so let's get it on.
Last time out against Ramirez, I think you may have been a slight underdog going into that fight. You won very, very convincingly, obviously in the form of your career ahead to challenge for this belt.
Yeah, you know, I feel like my whole career I've been the underdog. You know, even when I'm a favorite, I think I've been overlooked my whole career. And people are finally getting to see who Barboza is. So, you know, come February 15th, my hand will be raised and that will come with me.
Some of the back and forwards was that, you know, he called you a B-class fighter. You said he was an average fighter as well. What makes you convinced that you beat this man next Saturday? Man,
I'm overall a better fighter than him. You know, he calls me a B fighter, but I think the only thing special about him is that he's hefty. You know, that's it. You know what I mean? But But we'll find out. I mean, look, we can talk and do all that, but February 15th is when we find out, and it's around the corner.
Jack, I know that sometimes you have a bit of beef, and you know when Regis Prograis turned up, you asked him how his flight was. So you know your trash talking is not always the best, but you did have a lot to say about this fight, and you know he calls you average. You said he's a B-class fighter. You're on a tremendous run, but confident going into this fight. But you respect the ability of this man, or you think this is a straightforward night work?
No, of course I respect his ability. Again, he said it before, he's been working hard to get to this position, but I'll stand on what I said. I don't think he's a great fighter. I think he's average, a B-class fighter. I can only think of 2 opponents that he's boxed. Sean McComb, who beat him, and Ramirez, who I didn't think was on the best form that night. Nonetheless, give him his credit, he turned up, he did what he had to do, but it's a whole different ballgame next weekend.
We've seen some of your fights are very explosive. The Josh Taylor rematch particularly. Prograis was cagey for a few rounds, and then it lit fire when you dropped him as well, and obviously got dropped yourself in a flash knockdown in that fight. It was. I mean,
Slip,
sorry.
but,
yeah.
yeah.
But what sort of fight do you expect against this man?
You know what, we've watched tape of him, and we've been studying, we've been working hard in the gym, and every camp now I feel like I'm getting better with the activity, these big headline fights, but I'll see what happens on fight night. Like I said, we've studied him, but I think until the first bell goes, see his response. This is a big opportunity, not just for me, for both of us. And ain't leaving it to the judges next Saturday.
You believe you stop him?
100%.
Arnold believes he wins the fight by stoppage, but your comments, particularly about the Sean McComb fight, which was a close fight, and him saying that Ramirez was, past his best.
I mean, he can say Ramirez is past his best, and I can say the same thing about the last 3 victories that he had. You know what I mean? Linares retired after that. Regis was going to retire after that fight. Josh Taylor had a messed up knee. So, I mean, he can say what he wants. I don't think he's ever faced anybody like me. He's going to find out February 15th.
He believes that he stops you. You fear his power in the fight. Dropped a lot of fighters. No one really talks about that too much, but I saw a Rice...
It's that simple. If there's going to be a stopper, it's going to be me stopping him. So we're going to see. We're going to see, man. You know why? I'm overall better than him on everything. You know what I mean? So it's like I was telling you, I'm like everything. Everything, bro. Everything.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so. Bro, the only thing that makes you different is your lefty. That's it. You're average, bro. Like you ain't better. You ain't better than Alex Salcedo. You ain't better than Ramirez. You ain't better than a lot of Mike Reed. Even the Mike Reed.
Never been 12 rounds, and you ain't gonna see.
It don't matter, bro. Like my conditioning is top notch. It's top of the line. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see, bro. You'll see.
What do you think that you do better than Jack?
Everything. I can stay, I can brawl, I can box, I can do it all. I'm overall a better fighter. I'm overall a better fighter. People don't know what they're going to get when it comes to me because I can do it all. So he's going to find out.
Jack, obviously, the fighters that he's talking, everyone can question the stages in the careers that you've boxed people in. Do you think he's underestimating you? Do you think he believes what he's saying?
No, I think he knows what he's up against. Listen, we don't get to this stage in these big fights by overlooking the opponents, but I think he's in for a shock next Saturday. I'm on good form. I think the last fight with Regis, I think it's pretty evident that I went 100% that fight, but we got straight back in the gym, we've been grafting, and things have gone great this camp, and I'm going to show it next Saturday.
What did you see in those Sean McComb and Ramirez fights from this guy?
Just B-level stuff. The stuff wasn't great. There wasn't many adaptations in the fight. I don't think he mixed it up. He looked desperate, and I think crediting the Ramirez fight, he boxed well, but I think Ramirez was swinging wild, missing. His timing was way off. But
everyone says
Barboza's timing was good.
Everyone says the same thing when they fight me. Like everyone says the same thing. Oh, I'm gonna take him into deep water and see if he can swim. Oh, I'm gonna do this, bro. When he gets in the ring, it's a totally different ball game. You're gonna see.
Yep.
You're gonna see.
You get this.
I can't wait. I can't wait, bro. I can't wait for fucking.
And say Barboza's done.
Barboza's done. Yeah, you're tripping, bro.
He'll be done next
No,
week.
you're gonna see what a hype job you are. You're average, bro. Watch, I'm gonna make you look average.
Okay.
We'll see.
You talk about him being average, some good wins, but you just believe that he was fighting those fighters at the right time.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Regis said he was gonna retire after that fight. You know what I mean? He came back. Linares retired after that fight. I think it was. When Josh Taylor, I had heard about his knee or something, joint issues or whatever he had, but, those are fights that were perfect timing, you know what I mean? But look, like he said, we worked more hard to get here. I believe I'm the better fighter. I know I'm the better fighter.
I've not heard him talk about an opponent like this before. you know, about being a B-level fighter. I mean, he always wants to. You would think you'd talk up an opponent as well. Do you think he believes that?
No, I think he believes it, and I think he's overlooking me, just like everybody else did, like Ramirez did, like everybody else in my career overlooked me. So it's all right, you know, because
overlooked anybody.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, never overlooked anybody.
But he's gonna find out February 15th.
What's in front of me.
You know, you don't. Trust me, you
100%.
don't. 1000% you don't.
I respect what you've done in your journey to get here, but it all ends next Saturday for you.
It doesn't end, bro. You're not the one to beat me. Trust me, you're not the one to beat me.
It's happening next Saturday.
We'll see.
You can fight an undercard next time.
Nah, we'll see.
Cameron can have the leftovers.
We'll see, bro. Maybe you can come out to LA and maybe you can fucking grow some balls and fight out of the UK.
Nobody fucking knows you in LA. Never mind Manchester. It's been hard enough.
Bro,
to
what are you talking about, bro? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you fight, bro. Try to fight outside of fucking Manchester, bro. You won't. You're fucking scared. You don't have fucking balls.
I've been wanting to fight them all.
You're full of shit, bro.
Let's talk about the stages in your career. Arnold, for you, do you look at this as last chance saloon? I mean, both of you, really. I mean, a lot of people feel you should have been undisputed. You're not. A lot of people think you deserve a shot at the world title. For you, you've been grinding for this mandatory position. Now it comes with an interim belt as well. Must win for you on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think it's a must win for both of us, to be honest. You know, if there's a such thing as a super contender, that should be me. You know, I've been #1 for the past 2 years. Been like I said, overlooked, and belt's been hostage for a while now, and now it comes back with me. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. I think it's a must-win for both of us. But you know, I think he's hungry, but I'm starving. You know, so he's had his shot and he lost. He had his shot at that and he lost. I still haven't got a shot. This is my first time.
Do you believe he won that fight, though?
I don't believe so. Look, it doesn't matter what I believe. You know, fighters fight and judges judge. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, judges say he lost, so he lost. On the box record, you go on it, it says he lost. So what happened.
Jack, for you, a lot of people say you should be world champion, you deserve a shot at the full title. This may be the full title, but absolute must win. Otherwise, those previous 4 opponents, a great run you've been on, will become irrelevant.
Yeah, it's all, that's all done now. The only focus is next Saturday. I think we both know the division we're in, the fights that can be made. But we're both focused on this, and this is all that matters right now. A win next Saturday, dominant performance, puts us in the picture for the world title, if it's not made by next Saturday, or the big fights.
Let's talk about the division quickly before we just wrap up on the fight. Teofimo, hanging around. You know, he's going to be making his decision soon. You know, you sighed there when I mentioned his name. Your thoughts on the whole situation? Don't forget, this fight was a final eliminator. I think the WBO have been proactive here.
Yeah.
They've given us the interim title. They've talked about the winner of this fight must fight Teofimo Lopez, otherwise he gets stripped. Your thoughts on the whole division when you talk about, you know, Haney coming back, maybe that's a move to 47. Richardson, Hitchens, our guy as well. You know, got George Kambosos' announcement coming soon as well. It's a fantastic division.
Yeah, I think the division's been on fire for a while now. Honestly, I'm not looking at, you know, Teofimo anymore. You know, been there, done that. You know, my focus is Jack. That's all that matters to me. This fight. I don't care about the division, to be honest. This is the fight that I need to win. So this is what we're focused on. This is what we've been focused on. Been tunnel vision for this fight, for that belt. So that's all I'm worried about.
Jack, I know you're focused on this fight, but love a shot at Teofimo, Richardson, and like I said, brilliant division. Dalton Smith from the UK as well, firing on all cylinders. But you believe this is going to take you to a shot at Teofimo Lopez?
Yeah, this is the key. This is the key to these big fights, and I would never show Barboza the disrespect of overlooking him, but I think we both know the division. I think it's the best division in boxing. You named a lot of fighters there. These are all the fights that we want to be involved in, that I've been screaming for since before I signed with Matchroom. So now I'm getting the opportunity and the nights to put in the work, and hopefully we can continue.
Well, to wrap up, Arnold, firstly from you, next Saturday, huge crowd in Manchester. You've not yet experienced the UK Fight Night. Trust me, it's wild. You're going to love it. When you walk out, moment of truth presents itself, the shot of your lifetime, the interim championship, and the key to the mega fights within the division. Look at this man and tell him what happens when you meet him in that ring in Manchester.
Barboza Jr. comes back with the belt.
You don't
That's
believe
it.
that.
Bro, trust me. I've been through too much. I worked too hard to come to this point, bro. I do believe that, or I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't fly out of Manchester if I didn't believe that.
To get you here.
I would not fly out here if I didn't believe in it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you think, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Bring
what you
it
think.
all next Saturday.
Oh, bro, trust me, you're gonna get that and more. You're gonna get that and more. Trust me.
Yeah.
People say you're born on fire, but this shit's gonna be exciting. Trust me. I'm coming for that ass. I promise you that. You want to fucking fight? We gotta fight.
Oh, yeah,
trust me. That's just coming with me.
Yeah.
Back to LA.
Gonna be a boring, long
fight. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
Jack, same to you. Arguably the biggest fight of your career. What happens when you walk out in front of your adoring fans, the whole of Chorley there, the whole of Manchester there? What happens against this man?
I'm gonna knock him out next Saturday.
You don't believe that shit either. Shut up.
I'm gonna knock you out next Saturday.
Bro. Shut up. Fucking blowing
100%
smoke.
gonna knock you out next Saturday.
Blowing smoke, bro.
I'm gonna drive back to Chorley Sunday morning with that belt.
You ain't driving back
nowhere. Long ass flight for you.
You ain't driving back nowhere. I'm gonna fly home, and this right here has a special seat next to me, bro. Business class by itself. I'm gonna put a seatbelt on it and everything.
Just one word on that, Jack. Not heard you predict that before. You know, you talk about, you give your answers, which might be, you know, I think, you know, any means necessary could come, but adamant that you believe you can take this guy.
I've watched him. I think he's a good fighter. I don't think he's a great fighter. He gets hit. And
that's how I know he overlooks
me. I'm gonna knock him out next week.
We'll see. We'll see. Keep that same mentality, bro. We'll see after the fight. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Well, I think a round of applause for both great fighters ahead of what will be a tremendous night next Saturday at the Co-op Live. This is one of the best fights in the 140-pound division. Jack Catterall taking on Arnold Barboza for the WBO Interim World Championship, all live on DAZN around the world. We're going to move the table and have a final head-to-head ahead of a brilliant fight week scheduled next week, coming to you from Matchroom Boxing. Thank you.
And then new, baby, let's go!
Well, how good was that? Not sure if Face Off Live is something we'll be seeing again, but I think after that, we very well may be. Jamie Ward picking back up here alongside me is a big part of Team Catterall, Mr. Sam Jones. Sam, you were smiling the whole way through that. You enjoyed that, I think.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was really good. It's what the fight needs, isn't it? It's high stakes, isn't it, for both men? Arnold's been #1 for a long time in the WBO, as was Jack. He was on both #1 for a long period of time. There's huge stakes involved. Both men think they're going to win. I always back Jack against anyone in the 140 division, but listen, Arnold Barboza is coming here with confidence.
Well, here we go then. Face to face on the stage, Jack Catterall, Arnold Barboza Jr. next Saturday, February 15th.
Front, please, boys.
WBO Interim World Super Lightweight crown on the line. Of course, live around the world, only on DAZN.
To the front when you're ready, boys.
Do you want to go now?
Icy cold, Sam.
Yes.
Icy cold. How do you see your man winning next weekend?
I think Jack can win inside the distance in this fight, for sure. I know Barboza doesn't seem to think so, but it's...
Thanks, boys. Thank you very much.
Really great fight, though. Really great fight.
Well, we are going to jump on the stage now and try and grab a quick word with promoter Eddie Hearn as well. Eddie, if you just stay where you are, and we'll sneak in with you. Eddie, listen, on the train up here, we'll bring Sam Jones up as well. This is our camera down here. We weren't sure...
Do you want me on here?
How this, yeah, absolutely. Okay. We weren't sure how this one was going to unfold, but did you enjoy that?
Loved it. I mean, not heard Jack talk so positively and aggressively about his prediction for the performance. I mean, it's quite unusual to hear a fighter say, I am going to knock him out. At this level, you know, sometimes the young sort of bucks say, I'm winning this fight by knockout. But Jack, who has dropped a lot of fighters, you know, in his recent fights, but hasn't always closed the show, believes that he will win this fight by knockout. And Barboza is a quality fighter. 31-0. This is the #1 and #2 in the division, outside of the champions. And, you know, this is the fight potentially for the whole championship, not just the interim belt.
I think this man's going to have a bit to say as well next week. Sam, you excited next week? Obviously, Team Barboza will be here, the live press conference, excited to stoke the fire a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's what the fight needs. I mean, Eddie was desperate for Jack not to ask him how his flight was, but it's important that you do sell the fight. But they're both, it's not fake what they were saying there. You see Barboza's come over here, he's got a team full of people in blue tracksuits. They all look matching, all bang up for the fight. Jack's trained his whole life for this moment. I believe it's should be for the full belt. But fair credit to the WBO. They have been proactive and they've not sat around waiting for Lopez to make his mind up. This fight's got a lot of meaning behind it. Interim world title. It could have the winner could be elevated to the full champion, which is what the winner will deserve. But I believe that the winner stood right there.
Also, people don't know that Arnold Barboza's manager is Rick Mirrigan, who's also a very nice man, got a lot to say for himself. These two will be going at it next week, which will be even more entertainment for the fight week build-up. So a brilliant card as well next Saturday in Manchester. Top to bottom, a brilliant night of boxing. And Jack Catterall will give you what he always gives you, which is a tremendous performance against a world-class fighter. Interesting, both of them saying, oh, McComb beat you, Ramirez was past it, oh, Regis was about to retire, Josh Taylor had a bad knee.
You can always pick holes, can't you, in performance. You can say Sean McComb beat, like a lot of people did think Sean McComb won that fight, but ultimately, on BoxRec, Arnold Barboza is undefeated and he's #1 in the WBO. Everybody other than Andrew McCart thought Jack beat Josh Taylor in that first fight. In that first fight, and Jack should be undisputed champion. But you can talk about what's happened, but ultimately this fight is a brilliant fight. I think it's, other than maybe one fight, it's the best fight in the division, and spicy build up. Looking forward to see Rick Mirrigan. I actually like Rick, but I'm sure we'll have some fun on the press conference on Thursday.
Absolutely, looking forward to it as well. And just finally, I suppose, Face Off Live. Maybe not the last time we'll see it.
No, I enjoyed it. I mean,
encourage the fighters to have a go.
And again, as well,
thank you, Sam.
For Jackie's not always the biggest trash talker. You don't always need trash talk. You just need two guys that truly believe they will win in a world-class fight, and that's what we got. And you got a little taste of both guys, what it means to them, and what they believe ahead of the most important fights of their career so far.
Certainly a world-class fight between two world-class fighters with huge world title ramifications. The countdown well and truly on, isn't it? WBO Interim World Super Lightweight Championship on the line at the Co-op Live here in Manchester. Jack Catterall versus Arnold Barboza Jr. Join us next week on Matchroom Boxing YouTube and DAZN for all the fight week build-up. We can't wait. We'll see you very soon. For myself, Jamie Ward and Eddie Hearn, see you next week from Manchester.
Jack Catterall, for some reason, people think I'm boring. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm a fun guy. I've got loads of fun hobbies. I've got a real thing for nature, and I love locomotives. I'm big into my fashion. I like to keep it exciting. I'm also a bit of a petrol head. How many kids do you have? One baby girl, one baby mother. Real bad man. People say I like rules. The truth? I live for discipline. I'm not much of a trash talker.
Get the road!
Sorry, that's what my manager's for. He's always got me back.
Arnold, it's Sam. Listen to me. You've got to take this fight. I mean, I love Jack to pieces, but I think you're chinning.
Sam?
Right hand to God, Jason.
Oh, it's okay, Sam. Guess what I do for a living could be considered boring. 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 They look a bit bored, don't they? Boring. Boring. So boring. I put another one to sleep.